Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a legacy video every Friday. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another legacy video. And today I'm playing Turbo Doomsday once more. This is actually almost the exact same list I played last go around. After I 3-2'd that league, I looked at my results and I had 5-0'd with the same list some weeks prior. And I made some changes, added some creatures to the sideboard, removed some discard and defense grid and whatnot. And I rolled into a league. I went 4-0 and lost the final round to Painter. But the list just feels pretty good, and I decided I wanted to take it for a spin. I was tempted to react, so to speak, to being to losing to Delver and actually adding Emrakul to the sideboard, but I just can't really get myself to do that because I think if you want Emrakul, you want Emrakul plus Sheoldred, and I don't know. I just feel like there are so many wastelands out there. There are no control decks without wasteland, which is where Emrakul and Sheoldred typically shine. So I still feel like these 10 cards here are pretty well suited to beat Painter in a way different to the regular combo, but I do think we are like a bit of an underdog to Painter, and if we had the Emrakul, I think that would push us quite significantly in a positive direction. But other than that, I just feel like I like having the 3 discard spells, 1 Duress, 2 Thoughtseize. I like having 4 days for Force. Still think Jace is somewhat correct, although I could be convinced otherwise. And yeah, let's rock and roll. All right, on the play for round number 1, and I will keep this hand. So we can surveil with Polluted Delta, and with Street Wraith, hopefully we can find a Doomsday. All right, opponent mulligan to 6, and I'm just gonna go Polluted Delta pass here. Guard somewhat up here with Delta, or sorry, with Daze and Force, but let's see. Thespian Stage. Okay, so a Dark Depths variant. Let's get a Undercity Sewers and Surveil. How about a Doomsday? Nope. Gonna put Edge of Autumn into the graveyard, giving away what deck we're playing. We find a Ponder. Let's see if we can pick up... No, we pick up 2 lands and a Petal. Let's shuffle those. We hit Brainstorm. That could be a worse draw, so let's pass. Wasteland on my Underground Sea. I think I let that happen, and then I assumed they were going to pass. No, Pithing Needle. Okay, guess I will cycle this Street Wraith. Pithing Needle names Street Wraith. Makes sense. Alright, I'm going to take the chance here and Brainstorm and hope to hit a land. I don't, but I do hit a Doomsday. Yeah, this works. Let's put away one of the Dazes and the Personal Tutor, and so we don't get to win this turn, but we do get to hopefully win next turn. So I'm going to put a land on top so I can draw that, and then I'm going to make the Consider pile. And we can't use Street Wraith, so we have to put Edge of Autumn into play, or into the pile, which I think is fine. So out of this deck, I think the only way we lose now is if they have Endurance, which I don't expect them to have. Another Wasteland. Go nuts, my friend. We play our land, cast the Brainstorm. Let's put back Force of Will and Consider. Cycle the Edge, sack LED, draw Consider, put Force of Will into the graveyard. And it looks like they are about ready to concede. Yep. Alright, so for the sideboard, I think Force of Negation comes in. Maybe as the only thing, really. We don't want creatures in this matchup. I think we can cut a Thoughtseize. Let's cut Duress. Like, the thing we want to Thoughtseize is probably Endurance, if they have it. And maybe I'll cut 1 Daze. Yeah, and let's just resubmit. Alright, opponent keeps 7. I think I keep this 7. We have the Doomsday. We have the lands to cast it, and we have a force of negation. They open on stage again. We don't really have an answer for an early Maritlage. Okay, I think I will actually cast the Ponder here. It does open us to Wasteland, but I don't think that's necessarily... If we had Petal, I wouldn't be casting Ponder here. Yeah, I guess I will pick up this... I'll pick up this Personal Tutor to pitch to Force of Will, and then I'll draw Brainstorm next turn. This sucks if they Wasteland and then like Surgical us or something. Of course they had the Wasteland. The exact same turn. Turns 1 and 2 from the opponent. No Pithing Needle this time though. Okay, let's play Flooded Strand. So we know there's an we know there's a Force of Will on top of the deck, which we don't want, I don't think. Basic Plains, that's interesting. I think I'll get under City Sewers here. I could get Basic Island and play off of basics, but I'm missing a ritual for that to really entice me. Let's put Polluted Delta into the graveyard. Okay, I don't mind these lands. Let's cast a Brainstorm. Guess we can put away the Cavern of Souls and the Personal Tutor, and I think I'll cast Ponder. I don't think I want these cards. Brainstorm, Doomsday, Personal Tutor. I'm going to shuffle. I'm kind of in the market for a ritual. I get another land. Okay. They need to Wasteland me to keep me off of Doomsday. I'm getting Endurance vibes here. They can't hard cast it, but... So I think I am just going to... I'm going to hard cast Doomsday here. If they let me. Oh. Disruptor Flute. So I will cast Force of Will. Pitching Consider. They have Veil here. I can daze that. Okay, so that was why they were just holding up mana. So I'm gonna put Jace into this pile. If they had a Wasteland, I think they would have cast it. If they cast Life from the Loam, I can Force of Negation it. I'm still gonna put Thassa in there. Gonna put a basic island to fetch out with my Polluted Delta. I guess I'll put a Street Wraith. What else do I want here? Let's just see here. Let's say nothing happens. I draw Jace. I fetch Polluted Delta. Then they're going to be... I'm going to mill 2 cards and draw 1. So ideally I would want 2 I would actually ideally like 3 Cyclers and no Thassa, but I think having Thassa as a backup is nice if they do Wasteland me next turn. So let's try this. And yeah, if they Wasteland me and then also have Endurance for Thassa, then at least the land that got Wastelanded gets put back into the deck and I can eventually cast Jace. Or at least that's the plan. The problem is we get a shuffle. So I guess unless I... How about I put Thassa on top of the land and then the 2 Cyclers and then Jace? Yeah. That way I can get to win. So if they have Endurance here, I think they have us beat. Crop Rotation. I am going to Force of Negation that. Post haste. Okay. Yeah. So gonna cycle this Edge of Autumn and draw the Jace. If they have Endurance, we don't win because like our deck is gonna be stocked. The good thing about like Jace versus Endurance is that Jace sort of continues to be on the battlefield. Yeah, okay, they had it. And so, oh bummer, Thassa on the bottom. But it's all good because we have 4 draws in our hand right now, and there are 4 cards left in the deck. And I'm going to be drawing for turn, so they have to remove Jace now. It doesn't matter. I guess if they could choke us here, then... but if they choke us, they can't make Dark Depths. So, it's all good. I guess maybe, I don't know, second Endurance here? Let's Let's empty the deck here. And then I don't think there's a way they beat us here. I'm just going to pass, and then I have 2 instant speedways to win here. Okay, I'm going to do it now, and if they then have another endurance. But they didn't. Okay, cool. Jace. Alright, on the draw for round number 2. I think I have to mulligan this. Oh, Cavern of Souls, if only you were an actual land. Okay, gonna keep this. Put Cavern on the bottom, and let's go. Urza's Saga, right. I think probably my best draw right now is a Dark. Certainly not Thassa's Oracle. Okay, I'm gonna cycle the Street Wraith. Ponder. Let's cast Ponder. Wonder if this is Painter or what. I don't think there are that many Urza's Saga decks running around right now. Ooh, Dark Rituals aplenty. Okay, I'm gonna draw Thoughtseize, and then I'm gonna draw Dark Ritual next turn. And so what I'm gonna do is next turn I will cast Thoughtseize, and then I will cast Personal Tutor, I believe. Oh, Wasteland. That's rude. I don't think I use this Edge of Autumn here. I think I'd rather keep it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was incorrect, but I don't think drawing a second Dark Ritual there actually matters. Okay, well, I mean, at least this means they aren't casting or making any constructs. Let's get Doomsday. What deck is this, though? What deck has Wasteland and Urza's Saga? It lands again, I guess? That would be my guess. And if they Wasteland me now, I will definitely like cycle the edge, just in the hopes of getting closer to another land. And they could get Pithing Needle here and name Edge of Autumn, which would suck, but that's a reason to preemptively lose our Underground Sea to our own edge. Expedition map, and then Ghost Quarter. Okay, Ghost Quarter, I am going to cycle here. I know we can get a basic, but we want the Doomsday that's on top. They have no land drop, really? Oh, no, that was a land drop, never mind. Okay, I guess I will cycle the Street Wraith in the search for another land. Ooh, another one, I guess. In for a penny, in for a pound. Nope, okay. Yeah, this might not go well. Okay, how about a land right now, please? Any fetch land. Underground Sea. I will take it. So let's see, they have a banked land here, so they can next turn, they can like fetch up like a wasteland or whatever. So I'm gonna get some lands that can get fetched. And then I'm gonna get a couple fetch lands. I guess both my Scalding Tarn and Misty Rainforest are in the graveyard. I don't want my opponent to see those. This is for the, you know, if they have a Pithing Needle land. They're more likely to name Polluted Delta than any of the fetch lands, but if they see one of these get highlighted, then it's not so great. I am not sitting pretty on my life total here. I think this plan can survive them having another sphere and no other way to kill my lands. It can't survive both things, but I think that's just kind of where we are. I don't think I can take a brainstorm pile here that depends on this land staying in play. So I think what I'm going to do is go like this. And let's put the 2 fetchable lands on the bottom. Then the question is, so if I put Edge of Autumn on top, and they do something like they tap out in a way that makes me think they can't remove a creature, then I can just go for a Thassa. I can cycle the edge off of the Underground Sea, draw Flooded Strand, fetch a land, have 2 cards left in the deck, and put Thassa on the stack. And if they wasteland me, then I'm just drawing Delta and passing, and then yeah. But I think that's still probably, or drawing Strand, I mean. Yeah, let's try this. That's a lot of ways this goes wrong. They can just, and probably will, fetch up a wasteland with this expedition map, so maybe I should have put a land on top rather than the edge, but we shall see. All right, opponent creates or plays a thespian stage. All right, that means I think that they're going for the thing, the kill next turn. I'm gonna Thoughtseize here. They can't crop rotate right now. They don't have green. Barrow Downs. What's that? That's just. Oh, it's Bajuka Bog. Never mind. All right, I'm gonna take the exploration. I don't think it'll matter. So, so if they get a wasteland here, if they change their mind and they see me missing my land drop here, they get a wasteland, then they're not playing Sylvan Library, and then we can still Edge of Autumn into the sack RC. We'll draw the Flooded Strand, then we'll have to play that and pass. But I still think that's probably it results in us winning. Okay, here comes the expedition map. They do get a wasteland. Okay. So them drawing another sphere here, just whatever they draw off the top of their deck is. Oh no! Get out of here! All right, concede. Yep, that was the one thing I couldn't beat. Like I said, wasteland plus sphere. Okay, so for the sideboard, I think I add in the 2 Force of Negation and the Consign to Memory, and I'll take out a Cycler, possibly a Daze, and then maybe like one of the 2 win conditions. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna take out Jace, or am I? No, I think maybe I want Jace. I think Endurance is. I don't know. I don't like I'm gonna take out a Cabal Ritual, so completely different from removing a win condition. But yeah, I think I like that more. Yeah, this works. They kept 7 as well. Slightly scary. I'm gonna play out the Petal here, and I hope I don't have to daze something, but obviously I will daze a Sphere of Resistance. I'm not gonna daze an Exploration, for instance. Yeah, I would prefer not to daze anything here so that I can put Doomsday on the stack next turn, but we must be prepared. Ancient Tomb. Well, that's half of the Sphere of Resistance combo. So I'm gonna fetch Undercity Sewers and daze with it. Ponder. I think I'm gonna put that in the graveyard. We kind of have what we want here. And I want to play the sewers next turn. So I'm not going to be pondering on that one turn where I would otherwise be casting, or would not be casting Doomsday. Personal Tutor. That's not so good. Underground Sea. I think I'm going to put that on top, actually. I don't think having another land is bad here. Mox Diamond. Okay. So they didn't have that before, or they would have played that. So I think that was the draw for the turn. So now Choke is live. Oof, Wasteland. I am actually going to cycle this now. Do you also have another sphere? No. Okay. Ponder. Okay. I think I will cast that. Force of Will would be kind of nice here. And there is Force of Will. I guess I'll draw the Brainstorm on my next draw step. Okay. Can we have one uneventful turn here, please? They didn't have Wasteland. In fact, they didn't have a land, so maybe Exploration, sure. They had a land. What am I saying? They wastelanded me. Yeah, never mind. Okay, so now they're a Dark Depths away from greatness. Or in a crop rotation. Good thing we drew this Force of Will. Yeah, that would have been the combo. Alright, so we're going to put Doomsday on the stack here. We have Jace as a win condition. So what do we need for Jace to win us the game? LED, and some cyclers and the promise of more mana, I think. Let's also put Thassa into the mix here. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that they don't have red in their deck, but I could be wrong. All right, let's get some cyclers as well, and maybe like another land. So let's say they wasteland us next turn. If they do that, then I don't think I can win on the next turn. How does this pile look? I basically want to draw. I want to be able to cast Brainstorm and draw LED, Street Wraith, and I guess the island, but ideally like a blank, because I need to put a card back together with Jace. I think I'm gonna try this. It's probably not the most elegant pile. Let's put Thassa on the bottom, and then I guess Street Wraith, LED. No, basic island, I think, because I want to play that in case they wasteland me next turn. Yeah, and then Street Wraith on top. All right, let's see. Choke here would be catastrophic. Another Sphere Resistance would also be pretty bad, but potentially salvageable. Okay. Okay, so they are hellbent, so I think that means we get to win. So now the question becomes, do I hide the Jace? Which I think I do. No need to show them. Cast Brainstorm. And put back LED and Street Wraith. Alright, so there is going to be a game 3. Do I change anything here? I think maybe I don't know, do I add a daze in lieu of the third discard spell? It can seem a bit strange to add daze on the draw, but I do actually think I would rather have that. I don't know, maybe that's dumb. Can we keep this hand? I don't think so. It's just too risky, right? If this personal tutor were like a ponder or a brainstorm, I would, but I'm gonna mulligan. Okay, I'll keep this. And I think I will. I'm gonna put away probably Force of Negation. Force of Negation versus lands is somewhat more valuable in than it is versus certain other matchups, because you get to exile their Life from the Loam. But that typically I don't think is the matchup or the thing we're doing with our lives here. So let's put it away. Don't think we can afford to have 2 force effects here. And they have a Torpor Orb. I'm actually gonna let that resolve and then just bank on winning with Jace here. And there's Doomsday. I think I'm gonna Thoughtseize. Of course you have a Wasteland and a Rishadenport? Fuck me. Okay. Get rid of the Crucible Worlds, because otherwise they're just gonna be machine gunning my lands with the Wasteland. There is Wasteland. And bye-bye Underground Sea. Dark Ritual here would be very nice. I'm going to get Underground Sea. They can Rishadenport us anyway. Have to shuffle these, Ponder, Thassa, and Doomsday. Damn. Well, I'm actually kind of happy to have access to Force of Negation in case they do find a Life from the Loam. There is Port. So, looks like we have to settle in here. Have to hope to draw land. Although, they can only do this for 9 turns. Because of Ancient Tomb. Though you would imagine they would find a land, another land, before 9 turns are gone. Meanwhile, I draw another brick. Urza Saga, no! Oh, that's really good for them. That just completely fucks me up here with the clock. Guess I'll play out this LED. Wow, okay, I think I'm going to lose this, unfortunately. They can even, like, if they make a land drop here, they can take time off I'm actually gonna force of will this Mox Diamond. If they had another one, fuck off. That's the best feeling ever from the opponent's side when they get to do that. um, and yeah, I actually just also thought about it. Like they were playing the Mox Diamond because they have a land, so they would just play out the land then, and the effect would be the same. So tap me down, and I draw land. So that's nice. But what do we need to happen here? I think we need Ponder to show us like another land and a Dark Ritual, maybe, or like a Cycler and Dark Ritual. Neither of which are these. So let's shuffle. Damn, another Doomsday. So they get a 3/3, then can make it a 4/4, and then search up something. So it's a 5/5. So that's a 2-turn clock. So they beat me to 10 and then have 10 power on the board on the next turn. But yeah, let's see if they want to get creative and not Rashad and Port me here. Crop rotation. I am gonna force of negation that, please. Okay, so that actually took a little bit of pressure off. So they probably are getting expedition map and then like getting another wasteland. So it's still kind of bad, but disruptor flute. Damn. Okay, that's gonna name Doomsday, and that's likely gonna be the game. Would be fun if they named Thassa, but nah, they're gonna name. Or maybe they name like get cute and name a bounce spell so that I can't bounce the torpor orb. Nah, all wishful thinking. We draw a polluted delta, and now we pass the turn, and we are likely a goner here. Do you, if you're them, do you like crack the map here to get a wasteland? No, never mind, because you already played your major land drop. Oh, I should have fetched. I should fetch here. Yeah, I should fetch Undercity Sewers. I think the only way this game doesn't end with me losing has to involve a brainstorm, but I don't see it. I don't see it, my friends, unfortunately. Okay. GG's opponent. Okay, I'm on the draw versus his opponent, whom I also played a little while back. Remember that username, Unban, Oko, and Labe. Yeah, I think they were on Mystic Forge combo. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. In the dark, I think I would keep this versus any opponent. It's not. That's not Mystic Forge. What the heck? Okay, so a Delver deck, I would assume. They didn't like what they saw with the bauble, so they fetch. And no turn 1 play. That's big. Okay, draw another Street Wraith. I'm gonna cycle this one. Dark Ritual. Okay, we're getting closer. Pains me to just float this Underground Sea. And they do have a Wasteland. Let's cast a Brainstorm. That's interesting. Okay, so let's put away a Force of Will and a Street Wraith. And we'll pass. Okay, so I'm gonna play out this pedal here. And I'm gonna start off with a Duress. A Brainstorm, okay. Duress resolves. I'm actually going to put away the Lightning Bolt here. And then I'm gonna cast Personal Tutor. Let's grab the Personal Tutor. Their hand is 3 lands and no, sorry, 4 lands and a Force of Will. So we know we can force whatever they play, and if they force this Doomsday, then we can force back. They can't both have a force in the days. So they force, they pitch days. I force back. So unfortunately, I am a little bit ways away from actually winning. There's not a card, there's not a pile I can make where I win next turn. So what we can do is put a basic island, we're going to need that, and a fetch land. And then Thassa's Oracle and Cavern of Souls. And then we'll put an Edge of Autumn in there as well. So I will draw the Misty Rainforest. And then I will put, I'll play it, but I'll have Edge of Autumn beneath. So in case they get cute with their Wasteland and try and waste my Misty, I'll be able to cycle the Street Wraith into the edge. And that should be good, right? Then there's a chance. No, that should be fine regardless. So yeah, let's do it like this. And yeah, really happy I took the lightning bolt. Okay, so I'm gonna put Cavern on the bottom and then Thassa. I think, yeah. So we do have a lightning bolt on our, like pointing at ourselves here, because we'll be cycling the Street Wraith and fetching, so that's 3 damage. We are at 5. So I would be kind of concerned if they were able to, like, cast a Delver or a Dragon Trace Channeler right now. Okay. So they choose not to play a land, it would appear. They have 1 unknown. We lose if they have something like Stifle, if it were, I guess, Consign, if they're playing that in the main deck. But I think other than that, we're probably pretty good. There's a pause here. I think they're considering wasting my fetch land. Okay, I'm going to cycle the Street Wraith. That means I draw Thassa, so I'm going to fetch here and get basic island. And then I'm going to cycle the edge, sacking the swamp. And hope this is good enough. Alright, it was. Great. So this is what I changed the sideboard for. So I'm hopeful that this gets its chance to shine here. So an easy 10 cards in. Question is if I actually am able to completely board out of Doomsday. I'm going to start with 3. I'm going to board out the Jace. I'm going to board out the LED. I'm going to board out the Edge, 1 Edge of Autumn and 2 Street Wraith. Oh, and then I don't want any personal tutor. So that means I'm down to 58 cards. Maybe I have 2 Doomsday post sideboard. What's the final cut? What's the final cut? Or rather, what's the final add, right? Yeah, I have to add 1 card. I guess I'll add a Street Wraith, because that also is card advantage with Barrowgoyf. Alright, on the draw here for game number 2, and I think we keep this hand. Having 2 of the cyclers is a little bit awkward, but yeah, who knows. And opponent mulligans to 6. Hopefully they're sitting on nothing but Pyroblast and Consign to Memory. I think I actually cycled the Street Wraith right now. I wouldn't hate finding a Ponder. I guess like Barrowgoyf is kind of good as well, but I'm going to wait on that. I don't want to play into Days if I don't have to. They have a Brainstorm, okay. So right, when I fetch, there are going to be 3 card types in graveyards. And then it's going to be 4 with... No, never mind. Bauble, okay, cool. That's another card type. They target me. Alright, and it looks like they're just passing. I'll reiterate this every chance I get. This is one thing that actually really bugs me about playing on Magic Online compared to in paper, and this is just a reminder that Magic Online and Magic in paper is not the same game. So look at this. My opponent has just Mishra's Bauble targeting me. So they know what's on top of my deck. If I was playing in paper, because I am going to shuffle here, I'm going to shuffle and get an Undercity Sewers, I would pick up my deck and I would look at what is on top of my deck, so um, I would know which card the opponent saw. So if my opponent, for instance, has seen one of my creatures or one of the creature removal spells, that's going to have a massive impact on how the rest of this game is going to play out, how my opponent is going to, make choices. So I think that is, I don't know, like that would require for them to like make it so we could see the deck and all that sort of stuff, like ordered for the engine to keep track of the order of cards in the deck when you shuffle or whatever search. But I don't know. It's just it's a little bit frustrating. Okay. Another dark ritual. I think I'm actually gonna put this in the graveyard. I would love another dark ritual, but I think I need to be able to get a land here. They draw a card. I do find a land. I think maybe I brainstorm instead of like immediately playing into this. Okay, cool. So let's get rid of the Edge of Autumn and I guess the Sheoldred for now. Yeah, I'm actually gonna keep it like this. So I'm gonna Dark Ritual out a Barrowgoyf, and then I'm gonna hope that between the Barrowgoyf, the Fatal Push, the Force of Will, and the Daze, that I'm gonna be able to solo this game with the Barrowgoyf. Or at least have a adequately advantageous position here. They would need, I think, double force, right? Because if they force here, I force back, and then they have Pyroblast, I daze the Pyroblasts. And go on my merry way. Okay. Barrowgoyf is in. So it's 4/5, so we're missing sorcery. Wasteland, okay. Petty theft. I think I forced that. Because they're going to wasteland me, and then I might not draw another land. Blah, blah, blah. I think they have a force, and they're considering using it because, like, this might just be what the game is about. Oh, no, never mind. They concede. Hot sauce. Hot damn. Okay, great. We take the game versus Rug Delver. Or is it Delver? I'm not sure. I'm going to assume it's Rug because that's what I see running around. And Rug Delver these days, or ever since, I guess, Juju being won the Eternal Weekend, has been like one tropical island to cast Quirion Druid. Or Dryad, or whatever it's called. Yeah. All right, cool. On to round number 4. All right, on the play for round number 4. Let's see what we get. I mean, yeah, this hand is kind of hot. All right, so I'm gonna start off with Underground Sea Personal Tutor, and I do have a daze if the opponent. Yeah, I'm not gonna play out the pedal because I want my opponent to think that they have more time than they have. If they have a wasteland, that's annoying. If they have a blue fetch land and just tap that for a ponder, wow. Okay. And they shuffle. All right, well, let's see. I am going to put Doomsday on the stack. They would need force plus days or double force here, which it would appear they don't have. Is I think I can afford to not start like just to not play into like run into an open dagger here in Force of Will. So I think I'm gonna do that. Let's see. So if we have, I guess, Force of Will, we can put that in there. All right, let's see. We can draw 2 cards with the cards in our hand. Draw step will be the 3rd card. Then if we have 2 cyclers in there, we can draw the remaining 2. So we're never going to give them 2 land drops. They're never going to get to 2 wastelands. But I guess that means, no, we can still have the Edge of Autumn because we're going to be drawing the Cavern of Souls. So let's just make sure we do that. So, yeah. I'm going to make Cavern of Thassa's Oracle the bottom card. And then Cavern of Souls. Then I'm going to put Force of Will as the top card. Yeah, let's pass. Let's see. Let's see what happens. All right, opponent casts Brainstorm. Back a fetch, so no Wasteland. That's nice. Thoughtseize, huh? So I suppose I'm going to cycle the Street Wraith and draw the Force of Will. But then if they daze, which they didn't last turn, Doomsday on the stack, it puts me off a turn. I think I'm going to Force of Will this to just be able to win on the next turn. Okay, so Force of Will resolved. So that means we get to win right now. Cycle this Edge of Autumn, draw a Cavern of Souls, play it, name Merfolk. And then I'm going to tap that for blue Merfolk mana and cycle my last Edge of Autumn. And then it becomes a question of how we choose to sideboard here, and mainly if we want 2 Grafdigger's Cages, basically. Alright, so we definitely want all the creatures, and I think we also want, honestly, the Grafdigger's Cages if it is Reanimator. If they have Troll. I mean, are you in Dimir and not playing Troll of Khazad-dûm and Reanimate? I would kind of be doubtful. I'm going to board out the personal tutors and 3 of the 4 Doomsday. Probably the Jace, or maybe the Thassa actually. And then I'm going to board out most of the cyclers and the LED. So I guess that means 1 of the cyclers, 2 of the cyclers. Then we're at 18 blue cards. Doesn't feel too good though. Maybe like Thassa as just a bad creature is better than the second Street Wraith or the first Edge of Autumn. I don't know. I'm going to try this. Yeah, it's like I have more cards that I want to board out than what I have to bring in. And this is even with the 2 Grafdigger's Cages. Having both Jace and Thassa and only 1 copy of Doomsday feels a little bit weird. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. It's obviously very vulnerable. If they Thoughtseize us here, then that sucks. How about Dark Ritual Doomsday, and then if it's either just a 2 for 2, or they let it resolve because they're sitting on on Consign a Memory and stuff. Okay, they didn't feel like letting it resolve. I'm not gonna burn a petal on this Grafdigger's Cage, which I may live to regret. If they go Ancient or Entomb here, I'm gonna feel so silly. Okay, that didn't happen. Undercity Sewer is surveilling away a. Okay, so I'm not casting Doomsday anymore this game. I'm not resolving a Doomsday. Another land. That's not exactly what the doctor ordered, but I'm gonna put this Grafdigger's Cage on the stack and see what happens. Brainstorm. I thought for a second that it was going to be a Consign a Memory. Interesting. Brainstorming in response makes me think that at least they are not completely indifferent to this. Okay, the cage is in play. So here they fetch. They shuffled away a couple of cards. There we go. Okay. That probably means they have a petty theft to get rid of this Grafdigger's Cage. Okay. Well, they're passing. So at least they didn't have petty theft and animation spell to go right now. Let's get Undercity Sewers. Would love some sort of fatty. Would I take a Street Wraith here? Surely not, right? No, let's put that in the graveyard. Barrowgoyf. That'll do. Yeah, let's they have double days here. I'm gonna be kind of upset, but then at the same time, I guess that means they have double days, so their hand's not great either, but yeah. Let's see here. Is this petty theft? No. Okay, no petty theft. So they just wanted to get the Entomb sort of done with. They do have Wasteland on top of their little greedy Reanimator tempo plan. Fatal Push. Okay. Alright, I guess I'm going to play this Brainstorm It would be kind of interesting if they had Bowmasters and had not played it yet, but that could certainly be the case. Let's get rid of the 2 basic lands. And I think I'm going to hold on to this Duress for now, because I think I want it to take a Force of Will out of the opponent's hand, if and when I find something nice to put on the stack. Okay, I have no more Surveillance, so I might as well just fetch on my own turn here. I think I've actually changed my mind. I am going to discard them here. If they have an animation spell, I don't want them to just top deck a bounce spell and then be happy. And that's certainly what they have. Reanimate. Their hand is consigned to memory. Oops, I clicked the wrong spell. Yeah, now I think it's just about who finds a threat first. Ponder is a very good draw here. So yeah, Bowmasters would be really scary, but like any creature I could draw, they shuffle with the Ponder. Brainstorm, okay. Get rid of that consign, maybe. So I have, how many Street Wraiths did I board out? Kind of beginning to regret not like keeping the Street Wraith before. So I have 2 Barrowgoyfs and 3 Sheoldreds as win conditions left, and I guess 1 Thassa and 1 Jace. Force of Will, okay. Guess I'm playing this out so that I can hardcast the Force. I'm playing out the land so that I can hardcast the Force around a daze. Now this Cabal Ritual is not looking very exciting. Fail push, that's good to kill like a Bowmasters or something. I would love a blue card to pair with my Force. If I was playing Gristlebrand, I could now like ritual out Gristlebrand. I guess that was true even before the Dark Ritual. Brazen Bee. That must mean they are able to reanimate right now. So if I hard cast a Force and they have 2 dazes in their hand, then I'm going to feel really silly for not sacrificing one of these rituals. So I think I am going to actually play to beat double daze. Oh, wow. Okay, they had daze and Force, so looks like they get to win. I'm going to just have a look at what they find for information, and then I'm going to concede. Dothy Voidwalker. Okay. Interesting that they have that much creature. Like, I say that much, but like, I've seen 2 Fatal Push. Okay. So we know for sure now that it is Reanimate, which kind of makes me feel like having the 2 Force of Negations. Maybe that's too results oriented, but I do think that like those are better than the 2 Cyclers. Or maybe I don't even want any copy of Doomsday. I need to board out. I need to board out what, 3 cards? So was I playing with 61 cards just before? Yikes. Okay, I'm gonna board out Doomsday, Edge of Autumn, and I guess. Well, I guess I'll board out the Thassa. All right, let's go. I'll try this, I guess. They do seem to be pretty reliant on the reanimate plan. Although they did show us Dothy Voidwalker, but we have a fatal push for that. Meanwhile, they mulligan to 5 or to 6. 5, that was wishful thinking. Okay, let's hope that they are kind of all in on a reanimate plan. And having seen what I saw, I'm definitely interested in having both of these cages out. Sheoldred. I'm gonna brainstorm here. Let's get rid of the Undercity Sewers. Ugh. I think it's one of the creatures. I think it's Sheoldred because she requires 1 more mana to play around days. I'm gonna get Swamp here and then I'm gonna cast another cage. If they resolve a Dothy, then I have to kill that, I guess. Wasteland, okay. That's kind of good. Dark Ritual, Barrowgoyf. This is just a 2/3 though. They do Force of Will. Crap. And we just pass. Brainstorm. I could Force of Negation that, but that seems overly aggressive. Okay, here comes a Dothy. I'm gonna push that. The EOT. Dothy is dead. Lotus Petal. I think I played that out. The Petal is a nice pickup because that means I can ritual out Sheoldred like through a daze. Yeah, I think now like Murktide Regent is my biggest concern on like the offensive side. Guess I might as well cast the Thoughtseize. Or maybe not might as well, but I am gonna cast the Thoughtseize. So what? They need one more mana to cast that troll. And I think I'm going to take the Fatal Push, because that's sort of what I'm relying on, them, like my creature plan. So if they are wise and play around days here, the troll is going to happen at some point. But if they get like trigger happy, then I get to make a hero play of like turn 8 or 9 dazing a hardcast Troll of Hassadum. Do they all want to shuffle? They're happy. That mean there's a Thoughtseize coming, maybe? Well, they're casting something. Oof, is this the Murktide? Oh, Engineered Explosives. I guess I can't really afford that. Now my daze is gone. So any creature, please. Any of my big creatures beats their troll. Ha! That's funny. I'm gonna put this in the graveyard. I'm gonna like they need. Okay, they get rid of the troll. Maybe they drew a second one. I don't know. That would actually make sense. Okay, I guess not. They wasteland me, and round and round we go. Force of Will. It's frustrating. Like this, same thing happened in the last game where I feel like my deck just doesn't contain enough. Like, it's not saturated enough with the cards I need, which means I end up like in this spot where like they have more top decks than I do. Brainstorm, please. I guess I'll float this. I would rather have them wasteland that and not like just resolve a troll, I guess. And pass. Okay, we have force blue card assembled, at least. I think they don't have that swamp anymore. So their hand is 4 unknowns plus daze and reanimate. Wow, that Engineered Explosives was pretty hot. Honestly, I'm gonna cast the Street Wraith. This is a flipped unblockable Delver. If they force it, I'm just gonna let them force. If they have found a second daze, that's kind of awkward. They could also be sitting on like a petty theft here. Okay, they do force pitching. I mean, it's fair, right? It's a 2 for 2. I think it's the right play. But it also feels okay-ish from us. So I like that 2 of their fatal pushes are gone, and I have 5 threats left. But we do need to start drawing them. Ponder It was a good draw. Let's try that. There we go. Barrowgoyf. Big B. So I'm just gonna cast this now. I think if they had double days before, they would have used that instead of pitch casting the force. That is in. They need Revolt to kill this with a fatal push. If they have a petty theft, that's annoying. But then, like, I think that would have been a play on the Street Wraith. I mean, Okay, now Revolt is on. They're passing. I'm gonna attack. And I don't think I do anything here before they force my hand. I'm gonna sit on this Brainstorm and Daze. But I'm gonna take the trigger here, and there is Sheoldred. Let's pick her up. 4/5 Goyf here. I could make it 5/6 with the pedal, but I think like my mana resources are pretty tight here. Okay, if they fetch, I don't believe they would have given me the trigger, so that they don't have the fatal push. Okay, they're passing. A land, that's really good. Okay, so Barrowgoyf triggers. I'm going to respond with a Brainstorm. Might as well. I think the days can probably go away, and then we can get rid of the pedal. Oh no! I should have put the shoulder back. That was the whole point. God damn it. Yes, I will still mill the cards. That was very poorly done on my part. Okay. Do I even have lands to fetch here? I have one underground sea. Okay, I have 2 seas to fetch. They thought sees me. I think I just have to let them take this. They probably have to take Sheoldred. But yeah, I don't know. Oh wow, they concede. Sweet. Okay, excellent. 3-1. That felt good, beating the Reanimator main villain of the format still, probably. All right, final round on the draw here with a pretty good hand. So I'm gonna keep this. Opponent is mulliganing down to 6. Misty Rainforest, huh? Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna play out the LED here, and I think I just go for it. The problem is if they have Daze and Force, is they're gonna daze it first. So that didn't happen. Okay, so I want Cavern of Souls, and I don't know. What else do I want? Some Cyclers, probably. This means passing twice. Unless I believe that it's not going to be a problem. I could also go for, like, Basic Island, draw that, cast a Brainstorm, find a Cycler plus Thoughtseize, but then I would have to put back... So how about if I go for Basic Island? All right, hang on. Let's get rid of this Street Wraith. So we draw Basic Island. We draw. We draw the Basic Island. We cast Ponder, or Brainstorm rather. We draw the Thoughtseize, the Cycler, and the Thassa. But then no, then that's actually I think fine. Except I'm gonna put Street Wraith in there instead of Edge of Autumn. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, so Cavern of Souls on the bottom, then Thassa, and then I guess we'll go like this. Thoughtseize, Street Wraith, and then finally Basic Island on top. Flooded Strand. Is this like a Nadu deck maybe? Would appear as though it is. No? Okay. This is up the beanstalk. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. So I'm gonna play this land. I'm gonna cast this here, Brainstorm. Put back Doomsday and then Thassa. Then I'm gonna Thoughtseize. Okay. Wow. This looks like a bit of a brew. Okay, so if I take the Solitude, then we're just golden, so I'm gonna do that. And then I'm going to cycle Stewed Wraith and hold down Control to maintain priority and sack the LED. Alright, so this is some kind of the One Ring 4 or 5 color beanstalk. So we've seen 4 colors. I don't know if there's black there as well. Oh, and they revealed Yorion, I guess. I didn't even notice that. So this is the closest we will come to control, I guess. I think I'm going to board in a couple of Fatal Push, just in case they have, I don't know, Meddling Mage or something along those lines. I'm going to board out Jace. Or am I? Even in the face of red blasts, I am not completely sure that I don't want Jace. Let's board out a Cycler and a Daze on the draw. Wow, the One Ring and 4th Aerlingas. So, what does that tell us? I don't know. Ugh, this hand. I guess I will keep this. I mean, it does put multiple copies of Doomsday on the stack in short order, or maybe medium, short to medium order. Okay, they found 6 they like. Would hate to see like Deafening Silence here. That would really be annoying. And Ponder. That's okay, I guess. I think I'm just gonna send it here with the Personal Tutor, and then maybe I'll Ponder next turn. Okay, looks like they want to have something to say about this Personal Tutor. Maybe it's a Pyroblast. No Beanstalk. You know what I think? I think they are sitting on like Consigned Memory. They might sit on other Pyroblast. We'll see. Okay, looks like they do. Yep. I guess I will cast Personal Tutor. If they have a 3rd Red Blast, they'll have to fetch like Taiga or Second Volcanic. In either case, I don't think that's where they want to go at. Wow, Force Pitch Force, deal. Well, I mean, if they're sitting on something like, I don't know, a Murktide Regent here, then that can definitely, like, I think defend this line. They would get a 6/6. Okay, 3rd land. What is this? There is black, so it's the full 5 color. They just put Yorion in hand. Okay, cool. 2nd Ponder. I guess I'll take it. And then I'll fetch. I guess another Underground Sea. I don't see Back to Basics coming out of that deck anytime soon. Ugh. Dress Thoughtseize Edge. Shuffle. Draw another Ponder. Okay, I'm gonna cast that. And a Personal Tutor, which I guess I will take. I guess I'll put it on top of the deck and draw this Flooded Strand. I don't know if they would be playing discard there, but we do see the black mana. Teferi, Time, Scoobity Boop. Okay. Teferi immediately draws a card. Their hand is Yorion plus 1 unknown. Okay. We finally get to resolve a Personal Tutor. Another land. I think I will play out this swamp here and then cast Doomsday. And looks like they might have hard cast Force of Will here. Okay, so they put that on top and they have a Ponder, sure. Well, at least it's going to cost them 2 cards. Or maybe they found Force of Negation. Okay, I'm actually, just for the sake of timekeeping, I'm going to concede here. I don't want to sit here play against, like, with an opponent with a Force and a live Jace and blah blah blah. So I wonder if I'm supposed to try and juke them here and board in some of the black creatures. But in, like, they will be expecting the full combo thingy here. Maybe it's like one too many, I don't know. Because we can't really grind very well versus them, but I do feel like this is like somewhat okay. So I'll board out the Jace, the one win condition. I guess I'll board out the LED and the Consider. And like one of the cyclers. I mean one more of the cyclers. And maybe I think I should have the 4th Dazen on the play here. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, let's go. Turn 1 Barrowgoyf with the promise of another Barrowgoyf coming. So it's only going to be a 2/3, but already from next turn I can Thoughtseize. Okay. I really hope they don't just go like White Mana Plow. That would leave me with a bitter taste in my mouth. Well, so far at least they're giving me the turn. Personal Tutor. And I think I'm going to Thoughtseize now, just to get the extra card type in the graveyard and perhaps force some kind of maneuver. Okay, so what do they got here? The One Ring is like a million miles away. So is everything else in there. I'm actually going to take the Beanstalk here. It also adds card types. Brainstorm. Sure. I do need to hit land drops here because they are going to be bouncing this very soon. Land. That is very good. And I think I'm going to fetch... like I was going to say fetch Undercity Sewers. I guess it doesn't really matter. So maybe I just... I'll just... Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. That was a waste of a fetch land. I'd love to find Thassa here. Funnily enough, to have a second blue card. Or like a blue card for my other force. I find another Barrowgoyf. That's nice. And now it's now they're 5/6s. So I really just need to hit another land. And then we're about to start posing them severe or like serious questions. Carpet of Flowers. I think I forced that. I kind of want to push the advantage here. They can obviously force back, which they do, and they pitch Duress down. Okay. So now they have, they're gonna have Teferi. Teferi's gonna bounce my Goyf, and then they can like start playing rings next turn, or the ring. So yeah, it's gonna be tough. It's going to be tough now. I need to hit a land, like right now. Ideally, like Cavern of Souls. Okay, Street Wraith. Let's cycle that. We do hit a land. So pleased about that. And now I assume they're going to play the One Ring. Okay, they get to draw some cards. They don't have infinite life, but they do have some time now. There's Yorion. They know I have another Barrowgoyf. Hang on, I'm going to kill the Jace, or the Teferi. I forgot for a second that I can do that, because that opens up my Force of Will, which is good. And now they're facing lethal, and I have force. But yeah, I don't know. I still don't feel comfortable here. So they draw before. That makes sense. So they know what to spend their mana on. But now, if I get an attack here, they're dead. Like if either of these get through, as things stand right now, they lose their ring trigger. Put in Yorion here if they want to. Uro. Okay. Uro comes in and gain some life, but they're still dead. They can they can escape Uro, and that's gonna shrink my my dudes here because they're gonna remove Teferi, so they're gonna shrink. Yeah, Teferi plus up the Beanstalk, so my guys are gonna be 5/6s instead of 7/8s. I mean, I could just force this right now. Then if they have a Pyroblast that beats that, but that's gonna get me anyways, I think. All right, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and force of will this. It's a winning play if they can answer it, and if they can, then I think whatever they have is gonna get my force anyways. Okay, that just resolved. They have a plow then? What do they have here? Or maybe they have a dress down. That would also would mean they could get my Goyfs. Doesn't look like it. It looks like we're about to get the W, but we'll see. Awesome. A nice little 4-1, huh? Yeah. All right, so a few things just closing down here. I think I really like how the deck is performing. I don't know about the sideboard plan. Like, there was like one matchup where I felt I needed, like, if I'd had, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 additional cards that would impact the board that I could draw to in those sort of stalemate situations where you're drawing from the top of the deck, that would have probably been good. So if there is any way to fit in, like, I don't know, maybe a fourth Barrowgoyf, or maybe like if you could fit in a couple of Orcish Bowmasters either in the main or in the sideboard, but in the main deck, then I really like how the main deck is set up. I would actually like to not touch that. I also think, like, I probably got lucky there in the final round because I boarded in all my creatures and they had a Caracas in hand, and I just happened to get my 3 Barrowgoyfs instead of my 3 Sheoldreds. Like, if that had been the reverse situation, I would have just, like, wouldn't have had any meaningful way to play the game. So I don't think I'm supposed to bring in those types of things versus white decks typically. But I took a chance that they weren't going to have white removal, or at least not very much, in the second or in the post sideboard games. So, and it paid off. But anyways, yeah, I mean, this deck is really fun. If you like Doomsday, I would advise you to try this. And I've been doing getting some decent results so far. It's too early to talk about match win rates or whatever, but I'll update you with that. So, having said that, thanks so much for watching. Take it easy out there, be safe, take care of each other, all that good stuff, and I'll be back with some more Legacy. Bye bye.